All right, Dr. Chris here at the Nerve Health Institute. Now we're about to go in with a patient.
Hi, I'm Dylan. A year ago from today, I got a severe concussion from football. Got hit pretty hard.
Right now we're in February. He had a concussion back in August.
Thought I was good and I went home. Had a headache, didn't think anything of it. Went on to practice the next day. And during practice, we were doing hitting drills. I got hit pretty hard in the head where I fell on my back and I was somewhat unconscious. Is what I'm hearing. I don't remember anything from that day or anything before that day. I had the worst headache ever. I had blurry vision and I basically couldn't see. Went to the doctor the next day.
And oftentimes they just tell you to go home and rest and don't look at light or don't look at a cell phone.
Sit out of school and practice and stay at your house in a dark room with no light.
Just wait around until your body recovers. But unfortunately, that's not the way our bodies recover.
I decided I want to go back to school. The Friday night game came around. And at that game, I was sitting on the sideline because I couldn't play because I was in concussion protocol. One of my friends said I wasn't looking too good, that he thinks I should go home. I don't remember what exactly happened, but I was walking back to school to get my belongings to go home. Apparently, I was found on the ground head first with blood all over my face and out of my ears. And that's when I was rushed to the ER. So after that visit, I stayed home for another couple of weeks. I had the worst headache, couldn't sleep at night, constantly in pain. Advil, ibuprofen, even some medicine that the doctors prescribed me, it wasn't working. So I went to go see another concussion doctor. We're gonna give you this medicine and we'll see where it takes you from there.
Unfortunately for him, he went to other doctors who really didn't manage his concussion properly or concussions, and now he's out of sports and he's lost 30 pounds and they're just telling him you can't play sports for his senior year.
So after that, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna stay away from the doctors right now, see if my brain injury could heal naturally. And it didn't. My headache started getting worse and worse and worse. I finally decided I needed to do something.
You need to see somebody like us who knows how to reboot your brain.
So I decided to come to the Nerve Institute in Lafayette, Louisiana.
This is a proprietary examination form where we go into the nervous system and the brain and actually figure out how well connected the brain is through all the nerves to all the parts. When he got here the other day, he was connected at 22%. This is a proprietary formula we came up with. In other words, you want to think of his cell phone, like this cell phone, being 22% powered. And he could tell, like when he got here, his eyes were kind of half masked. He's functioning, but not very much functioning, and trying to get through his days, but not very well at all. So today we're going to zip back through all these red circles were weaknesses in his nervous system that we found in various nerves. So we're going to zip back through some of these and see, and typically what we see is just after the first exam, the brain gets recognition of all these weaknesses, starts to make improvements. So we're going to see kind of what got better. And that's why just his nausea symptom got better. We're going to see if all these connections can start to restore and get him to reboot.
And basically the first day, without any medicine or anything like that, they dulled my pain, which was at a level of like 10.
Where was it when you left that day?
Probably a solid 5 or 4.
So squeeze your knees together tight. Don't let them pull apart. Squeeze your knees together. Right now we're putting power into his nervous system, specifically into a point to get power back into these nerves. As his brain is sending light power down into here, we want more light power providing power to these areas. Squeeze your knees together. Pretty cool, Dylan? Getting stronger?
Yes, sir.
Our mission here is we want to help as many people as possible, but we have to open people like you out there. We have to open your brain to something that exists that helps immediately get these concussions to reboot and re-heal. This way, la 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 la. Yep. So how weak that got? Well, that's something called the vagus nerve. It's cranial nerve 10. It's located back here. So let's put some light into his vagus nerve. Keep your grip. Push your tongue this way. Say la 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 la. Yep.
And got rid of my nausea. My blurry vision was starting to go away. It's not that far gone yet, but it was my first day here.
Do you sleep a little bit better?
Yes, ma'am. I slept a lot better. I went to bed at 9.
I want you to close your eyes, but look, you can keep them open for a second. You're gonna go in a U shape. Okay, a big U shape. You ready? Go. Should feel nice and warm here. It is a constant thing we're doing, very methodical, going through the nervous system, finding where it's weak and putting power back into it.
And you had your first real treatment today. How did that affect you?
Good. Finally, something was working.
Worse, better, the same?
A lot better, actually.
Where do you go down to? You look confused almost. You look like, wait, where do they go?
Exactly.
So how much do you have? Do you know?
I don't really feel anything right now.
Good. High five.
We've been doing this for 24 years, so I don't expect you to understand every single nerve and where it goes and what it does. That's not the point of this video. The point of it is to show you how we methodically get rid of these things and how labor intensive and how specific it is and what we do to actually help you.
His color is like dramatically different. When you got here the other day, he was like white. I mean, you can see color coming back in your face, like nerves coming back alive. You're even taller. Like when you first got here the other day, you were like this.
He has more power in his voice.
Yeah.
I feel a lot better than I was the other day.